it's Kim. I just wanted to upload another yoga video. I'm just going to be adding a vinyasa flow. So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start out in child's pose. So forehead resting on your mat, big toes touching, and knees together or spread wide. So just taking a moment to settle in. So take a big breath in, filling up with air. A long exhale out, just letting go. So big breath in, filling up with air. Long exhale out, just letting go completely. So taking a moment to set an intention for your practice. And whenever the mind starts to race, just coming back to your intention, back to your breath. So big breath in, filling up, expanding through the ribs and back ribs. Long exhale out, just letting go. Big breath in, filling up. Long exhale out, just letting go. If it feels good, you can spread your fingers wide, press into the palms, engage the arms. Maybe rolling your forehead from side to side. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way up to our hands and knees. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll take a few rounds of our cat-cow. So we'll inhale our crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale to your cat, round your back, push out all of the air. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. So just moving with your breath. And then after one more round of each, we'll make our way back up to our neutral spine. Neutral position. So we'll take a few hip rolls to the right. So getting out any snaps, crackles, and pops. And then switching directions, just going to the other side. We'll make our way back to center, come into our extended puppy pose. So we'll walk our palms to the top of our mat. Spread our fingers wide, melt our chest to our mat. Reach our tail to the sky. So just feeling that chest expand with each breath. If it feels good, you can try to release your chin or chest toward the mat, but making sure to not strain or stretch too far. We'll slowly make our way back to our hands and knees. And then press up to our downward facing dog. So we want feet about hip width apart, heels pressing toward your mat. So fingers spread wide, pressing into the palms. Take a nice deep bend in your right knee, press your left heel toward the mat. Bend your left knee, press your right heel toward the mat. And then just walking out your dog. Bending one knee and then the other. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. Trying to melt your chest toward your thighs. Reach your tail to the sky. Come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. We'll reach that right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. Maybe rolling out that ankle. Taking any movements, any adjustments that feel good to you. We'll reach that right leg to the sky. Release right foot to meet left. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. Bend our knee, peel open our hip. Maybe rolling out that ankle. Try to press equally into both palms, keeping the shoulders square to the top of your mat. Reach that left leg to the sky. Release left foot to meet right. We'll tiptoe toward the top of our mat, coming into our ragdoll. So just grabbing opposite elbows, letting your head hang nice and heavy. Maybe swaying it out from side to side. Try to let go just a little bit more. We'll release our hands, heel toe our feet back to about hip width apart. So we'll inhale, halfway lift, pull that back nice and flat. Exhale, take a nice deep forward fold. We'll inhale our arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step back to our high push-up. So exhale to low. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll take 3 rounds of our sun A's, moving with our breath. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Focusing on the breath. Maybe coming back to that intention. And maybe it's just being present. Maybe it's just being here right now. Focusing on your mat, on your breath. Maybe it's letting go of everything else, letting go of your to-do list, any stresses, any worries. Just being here right now in this present moment. We'll reach that right leg to the sky. Bend our knee, peel open our hip. Reach that right leg to the sky. And then step through, drop that left knee. We'll press into our left hand, reach that right arm to the sky. Really press through that left palm, reach that right arm up, spread those fingertips. If it feels good, you can bring that right hand to that left hip pocket. If you want a nice stretch in that leg, maybe reaching back, catching that foot, and pressing your foot into your palm, helping to peel open that shoulder, getting a nice deep stretch in the front of that left leg. So just taking this to wherever feels good to you. If you have that foot, go ahead and gently release it. We'll bring our right hand to the inside of our right foot and come into our lizard lunge. So heel to that right foot toward the outer edge of your mat, right toes out, heel in. Maybe staying here, maybe this is enough. Maybe lowering down to the elbows, maybe rocking onto the outer edge of that foot, adding some movement. And just breathing here. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Beginning to let any tension just pour out of that right hip. Focusing on the breath. Maybe closing the eyes. Maybe relaxing the hands, relaxing the face, the neck. So just finding a place to soften. Just beginning to let go. And just melting into your mat. We'll make our way back up onto our hands. Maybe onto the bottom of that foot. And we're going to shift into our runner's lunge. So we want to make sure our knee is over that ankle. Shoulders are stacked to start with. And then just shifting back and finding that sweet spot for you. So just adjusting the hands, maybe flexing the foot, maybe pointing the foot, maybe adding some of that movement. So just sinking into the pose, finding that sweet spot. Nice deep stretch in the back of that right leg. So just breathing here. We'll go ahead and step back to our downward facing dog. Take a moment to just pedal out the feet. So relaxing the chest toward the thighs, reaching the tail to the sky. Swaying into your hips if that feels good to you. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. Bend our knee, heel open our hip. And then we'll step that left foot through. Drop that right knee and come into our lunge on this side. So press into that right hand, reach that left arm up, really reach and spread those fingertips. Back pressing on an imaginary wall. Can bring that left hand to that right hip pocket if it feels good. Healing open that top shoulder. Maybe reaching back, catching that foot, and pressing the foot into the palm, if that feels good to you. So just breathing here. If you have that foot, gently release it. Right or left hand to the inside of the leg, and then we'll come into our lizard lunge. So toes out, heel in. Maybe coming onto the outer edge of that foot. Maybe lowering down. And just melting into your pose. Softening where you can. Letting any tension just pour out of that hip. So just breathing here. Envisioning that tension pouring out like water. We'll make our way back up onto our hands, onto our foot, and then shift back to that runner's lunge on this side. So pointing or flexing your foot, taking any movements, any adjustments that feel good to you. It doesn't have to look a certain way, just trying to feel that stretch in that left leg. We'll go ahead and step back to our downward facing dog. So press into those feet, lift those hips, maybe pedaling out the feet, maybe swaying into those hips. Go ahead and inhale, rise up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then we'll sink down to our chair. So bringing big toes to touch, we'll sink our weight into our heels. Tuck that tail, suck that belly button up and in. Go ahead and open up to goalpost arms. So open up that chest. Open up your arm. We'll release hands to our lower back. Interlace fingers, shine our heart. And then exhale, forward fold. So maybe letting those arms fall forward. Maybe making a connection with the palms. And just breathing here. And shake your head, yes and no. Go ahead and inhale, halfway lift, pull your crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. You can come into your forward fold, you can come into another ragdoll, or if you want to take your forward fold a little deeper, you can go palms up, fingers facing the front of your mat, your hands cupping your heels, and it's going to tip your weight forward slightly. Go ahead and exhale, forward fold. So just breathing here. Really letting that head and neck go. We'll go ahead and release our hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Reach that right leg to the sky. Step through and rise up to our warrior one. So right knee over that right ankle. Square those hips to the top of our mat. Press into those outer edges of your feet. Make a connection overhead, maybe walking the gaze up. Just breathing here. We'll open up to goalpost arms, so expand across that chest. And then release hands to your lower back. Interlace fingers, press those fists down, shine your heart. Right shoulder to that right thigh. Coming in to your humble warrior. So letting those arms fall forward. Relaxing your head and neck. We'll release our hands, frame that front foot, spin onto the ball of your left. Press into your left hand, reach that right arm to the sky. Maybe bringing that right hand to that left hip pocket. We'll release that right hand, step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through. Rise up to your warrior one. So back foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock. Left knee over that left ankle. Maybe making that connection overhead, pulling the biceps toward the ears. We'll open up to goalpost arms, so open up across that chest. Keeping the core engaged. Maybe interlacing fingers behind the back, maybe the opposite way. Shine your heart, and then left shoulder to that left thigh, humble warrior. So just letting those arms fall forward, relaxing your head and neck. We'll release those hands, frame that foot, spin onto the ball of your right. Reach that left arm to the sky. Maybe bringing that left hand to that right hip pocket. We'll release our hands, step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So we'll take 2 rounds of our sun bees, moving with our breath. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through, reach and rise, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through. Reach and rise, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Go ahead and drop your knees. Come into your child's pose for just a moment. So just breathing here. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your breath. So nice long inhale, filling up with air. Nice long exhale, letting it all go. Spread your fingers wide, press into your palms. Go ahead and walk your right hand over left. Walk your palms out to the left. Stretch them nice and long. And then just relax into your child's pose. So you should be getting a nice deep stretch on the right side of your body. We'll come into the other side. So hand over hand, just walk your hands to the right. So spread your fingers wide, press into your palms. Nice long stretch in that left side. We'll come back to center. Cross back to our downward facing dog. So feet about hip width apart, heels pressing toward the mat. Reach that tail to the sky, melt your chest toward your thighs. We'll keep our feet on those 2 separate planes, 2 separate running boards. Step that right foot forward, rise up to our crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long, pressing into the ball of that foot. Right knee over that right ankle. We'll take a gentle twist to the right, so left arm to the front, left arm to the front, right arm to the back. Reach in those opposite directions. Maybe staying here, maybe reaching that left arm up, letting that right arm slide down that back leg. So stretch in that left side of the body. We'll bring hands to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So press into the palms. Peel that top shoulder open. Stack elbows, wrists, shoulders, maybe opening up to fly. We'll release our hands to the mat. Step back to our high push-up. Pause here. Roll our heels to the right and come into our side plank. So reach that left hip to the sky. Can modify by dropping that right knee, staggering the feet, or stacking the feet. So left arm to the sky or the front of the room. We'll come back to our high push-up. Bend that right leg, right toes to the left side of your mat. So coming into your wild thing. Lifting those hips. We'll come back to our high push-up and rinse through. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Keeping our feet on those two separate planes. Step that left foot forward. Rise up to your crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long. Left knee over that ankle. We'll take our gentle twist to the left. So right arm to the front, left arm to the back. Reach in those opposite directions. Maybe reaching that right arm up, sliding that back arm down your leg. So remembering to breathe. We'll come back to center, hands to heart center. Right arm to the outside of that left leg. And then pressing into those palms, peeling open, stacking wrists, elbows, shoulders, maybe opening up to fly. Breathing here. Trying to wring out our body like a wet towel, twisting out those toxins. We'll release our hands to our mat, step back to our high push-up. Pause here, roll our heels to the left. So coming into our side plank, right hip to the sky. Any modification or variation that feels good to you. Right hand to the mat. Come back to our high push-up, pause here. Bend that left knee, left foot coming to the side of the mat. Reach those hips up, coming into your wild thing. We'll come back to our high push-up. Go ahead and exhale all the way down onto our belly. We'll bring our arms out to a T. Right cheek on our mat. Bend our left leg, left toes coming to the right side of our mat. So nice stretch in that right shoulder. Breathing here. We'll come back to center. Left cheek on your mat, bend your right leg, right toes to the left side of the mat. We'll come back to center. Bring our hands under our shoulders, tuck our toes. Press up to your high push-up and then back to your downward facing dog. So big breath in, inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels toward the mat. We'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll sink down to our chair. So big toes touching, sinking our weight toward our heels. Tuck that tail. We're gonna rock forward to our drinking bird, so rocking onto the balls of the feet, squeezing pinkies in, engaging the arms. Nice neutral gaze. Sink our weight back toward our heels. Reach our chest and arms up. Release, hands to heart center, left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So press into our palms, sink into our seat, lift our chest. Maybe opening up to fly. So nice long inhale. On our exhale, let it go, forward fold. We'll heel toe our feet to the outer edges of our mat. Big peace fingers around big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Let that head hang nice and heavy. Just breathing here. Try to let go just a little bit more. We'll release our hands, turn our heels in, toes out. So sink down to our Buddha squat. Hands to heart center, maybe pressing those elbows into the legs. If you want to fly your crow, maybe spreading the fingers wide, pressing into the palms. Maybe just rocking front to back from heel to toe. If you have your crow, maybe flying your crow. So trying to engage that core, sucking your belly button up and in, trying to have a nice rounded cat back. If you're in crow, come back to your Buddha squat. We'll go ahead and exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet back to about hip width apart. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale your arms to the sky. We'll come into goal post arms. We'll set up for our eagle pose. So bring right arm under, right leg over. So just keeping a kickstand, sinking down into that imaginary chair. So getting nice and stable, nice and rooted. Maybe wrapping that foot, reaching those elbows and fingertips up, sinking down, reaching up. So we root to rise. Planting those roots first, getting nice and stable, and then reaching up. We'll go ahead and unravel our arms, unravel our legs. We'll take our eagle on the other side. So goal post arms, left arm under, left leg over. So just sinking down, getting nice and stable, maybe wrapping that foot, reaching those elbows and fingertips up, pulling the body in those opposite directions. So finding that balance, squeezing everything into that center line. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs. We'll take eagle one more time on each side. Right arm under, right leg over. So always knowing you can keep that kickstand, coming to wherever is good for you. Sinking down, reaching up, squeezing in. Maybe staying here, maybe taking our sleeping eagle, slowly folding forward, bringing elbows to knees. Coming back up just as slow. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs. So we'll take our eagle one more time on the other side. So left arm under, left leg over, sinking down, reaching up. So maybe just finding that focal point. Bring elbows to knee. Slowly coming back up, squeezing everything in. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs. Go ahead and roll out your wrists and ankles. There's a thunderstorm outside. Inhale our arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We're gonna step or hop back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. And exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, sink down to your chair. So tuck that tail, sink our weight into our heels. We're gonna rock forward into our drinking bird, so palms down, squeeze those pinkies in. Rock onto the balls of the feet. Squeeze those pinkies in, engage the arms, and then sink back to our heels. Lift our chest. Hands to heart center. Right elbow to the outside of that left leg. So pressing into those palms, peeling our top shoulder open, checking in that your hips and knees are in line, maybe opening up to fly. So breathing here. One more inhale. On your exhale, let it go, forward fold. We'll heel toe our feet to the outer edges of our mat. Come into our gorilla pose, so palms up, fingers face the back of your mat, toes meet wrists. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Let that head and neck hang nice and heavy. Go ahead and inhale, halfway lift one more time. Exhale, let it go a little bit more. Go ahead and release your hands, turn your heels and toes out. Sink into our Buddha squat. We'll release our hands, exhale, inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. We'll reach that right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Peel open to our warrior two. Straighten that right leg, kick that left hip back. Reach forward into our triangle. Release our right hand to our shin, ankle, or toward the mat. So try to stack our hips, stack our shoulders, get our body on that one single plane. We'll bend that right knee, come back to our warrior two. So come into our reverse warrior, reach that right arm forward, and then up and back. If you want to give yourself a gentle assist, grab that right wrist, nice stretch in that right side body. We'll cartwheel our hands to the mat. So step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Heel open, warrior two. We'll make our way into our triangle, so straighten that left leg, kick that right hip back, reach forward, left hand coming to our shin, ankle, or toward the mat. So try to peel that top hip and shoulder open. Stack our body in that one single plane. We'll bend that left knee, come back to our warrior two. Reach that left arm forward, and then up and back to our reverse warrior. Stay nice and bent to that left leg. Maybe grab that left wrist for gentle assist. Come back to our warrior two. Cartwheel our hands to the mat. Step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. We'll bend our knees, cross our ankles, come into a seated position with our legs nice and long. Inhale our arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Try to keep that back nice and flat. If you want a deeper stretch, you can flex your feet or even pull up on the toes. Come back up to our seated position. Bring that right foot to the outside of that left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Twist to the right. Left elbow to the outside of that right arm. Maybe flexing that foot, reaching the crown up. Gazing toward that right shoulder. If you want to take a half bind, you can bring that right hand to that left hip pocket. Come back to center, right leg nice and long. Left foot to the outside of our right leg. Sit up nice and tall, twist to the left. So flex that foot. Maybe gazing toward that left shoulder. If you want to take the half bind left hand to that right hip pocket. Breathing here. Come back to center. I'm going to plant my feet, plant my hands, lift up into a reverse tabletop position. So lift my hips, lift my thighs. Head and neck can be neutral or dropped back. And then slowly release onto my mat. I'm going to extend my legs nice and long. Take a seat on my hands for my fish pose. So I don't want to collapse, but I want to expand my chest and shoulders. Imagine laying over a giant beach ball, coming down onto my elbows toward the crown of my head. So just opening up my chest, opening up my heart. Slowly make my way onto my back. I'm going to bend my knees, bring my feet about hip width apart. Bring that left ankle to the top of my right leg. Hug that right knee in. So just letting any tension pour out. Maybe pointing or flexing your feet. And then go ahead and switch sides. So right ankle to the top of that left leg. Hugging that knee in. Again, adding any movement that feels good to you. Pointing or flexing the feet. I'm going to come into my happy baby. So grabbing the outer edges of the feet. Trying to press my lower back toward my mat. If it feels good, you can gently rock from side to side. Maybe massaging out that low back. I'm going to lift my legs up to the sky, relax my arms by my sides. Wiggle my fingers, my toes, maybe roll out my wrists or ankles. And then I'm going to curl up into a tight little ball. So give yourself a great big hug. Squeeze your fingers, squeeze your toes, squeeze all of the muscles in your face and body. Let go any last bits of tension. And then just letting go, coming into your final resting pose. So letting your feet fall to the outer edges of your mat. Palms up, closing the eyes. Enjoying your last few minutes on your mat at your practice. Tomorrow and the rest of your life, for that matter, is determined by the actions of today. It would be both more efficient and productive to focus only on what you're doing in this moment rather than have anxiety about what will happen later. If you give this moment your full attention and effort, your hard work will pay off in the days to come. So whatever you're doing now, give it your all. Put your effort into new projects, into schoolwork, personal relationships, and those things will flourish in the future because of it. So slowly beginning to add movement. Maybe wiggling your fingers, maybe wiggling your toes. And then slowly rolling over onto the right side of your body into a fetal position. Slowly making your way up to an easy seated posture. We'll bring hands to heart center. The light within me honors the light, love, and peace within you. And together we bow forward and say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time taking one of my videos, again, I'm Kim. Check out my YouTube